I don't know what happened. Tried to go live and it all the I picked up the phone and noticed there's nobody on and everything, and it said my Wi-Fi was unstable. Didn't understand that. Um, but we're back. We are back. Welcome to April Fools. It is, in fact, it is indeed April Fool's Day, mm, April 1st. But I assure you, what I'm about to drop down to you on the day, not something to be fooling with. Mm, 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 mm. So, so, so I want to break something down to you guys today, and like I'm gonna say today, and I'm gonna always tell you that it feels good to be an elder statesman and break things down to you guys. I talk to you guys now as an older guy, more so on the fact to learn from me, and more I'm talking more so to the younger guys as I have totally given up on older guys, totally given up. So what you got to understand, hold on a second. Really, man? Wow. Try to set this thing up. I'm get unplugged on over here. Uh, ow, wow, 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 wow. As I take it to the dark side. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We almost fucking up here. Edit. All right. That works. That works well. All right. So uh Barry said, "Drop some game, drop some game, you big knucklehead." Get- oh, you came to the right motherfucking place. I'm back, bobblehead and all, 6.1 feet inches tall. All right. If it's one thing that that I've noticed in my 56 years of living, and as I was stated already, I am kicking this game to help you guys understand, the younger guys understand, because like I said, individuals my age, you ain't gonna find individuals my age still diesel, still ready to hook you up, on top of their game with money, on top of their game with debt, on top of their game with how fly it is. I'm fly. You ain't gonna find too many individuals that I'm ups all across the board. Mental health, I'm there. No chick on my side, as I told y'all. You ain't ever, and I mean ever, gonna meet a man, ever gonna meet a man that got a divorce. His wife signed the divorce papers, but she didn't find out about the divorce till 3 months after the fact. Applaud my fucking corny ass. One more time, applaud my corny ass. You're not gonna find nobody that went down to child support, made over $100,000 a year, and left there with a $259 a month payment. Once again, applaud my corny ass. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, that was me. A nice guy. I have no problem with telling individuals I'm a nice guy. Met a woman last week. She said, "Well, why are you single?" I said, "I'm a nice guy." She wasn't ready for that response. She wasn't ready for that response. Excuse me. She wasn't ready for that response. She wanted me to go, well, blah, 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 and a schma, blah, blah. No, I'm a nice guy. That's why I'm a nice guy. So what I'm here to tell you today is, if you don't allow a woman to control you, and I mean 100% pure grade A control. If you don't allow a woman to control you, she will resent you. There will be resentment on a scale like you would never believe. I promise you that. A woman wants to control you. They're not interested in anything else. Love is an afterthought. They want total control. It's the reason why they deal with no good dudes. It's the reason why my record is flawless. I have never so much as cursed at a woman that I was dating. I'm sorry, one, Crystal Holman. I cursed at her. Been a nice guy, was all in, put all chips on the table. They had my undivided attention, and it got me the big fat donut. It got me nothing. It got me nowhere. But then I could look. I could, look. Ooh. I can look at other guys that went out, dropped dick in every chick, shot a load on their face. Shot a load on their face, and then say, meet a woman, give their resume to that woman, tell that woman, yep, I got 8 kids by 7 different women. I got a set of twins with this chick. I'm in court now fighting 2 cases for paternity. I got my parole. I got a warrant out for my arrest because I've jumped parole, this and all that. And we'll have a woman say, what you need me to do, boo? I'm a ride or die. Yeah, they get a ride or die. You know, they get a ride or die chick. Appreciate those thumbs up. That's what they get, right? But the nice guy, the reason why I am single here today, and as I look across the horizon, I have no prospects. I have no prospects. Like I said the other day, you're going to notice that I say things that yesterday that's going to connect with today. I do have admirers. I have admirers. I have individuals that are in my life that claim that they would love me. No, it don't take the ingredients to love somebody don't take long. I have individuals that says, he is to admire. There's a lot to admire. He's in shape, homeowner, got his head on straight, a single woman man. He is the guy, but you can't control him. That is the number one thing. I have had every woman that I've tried to date say some up nonsense to me. All of them. They cannot come in my face and said I did the same. I have had women say things to me that was totally disrespectful and acted as if they had no idea they were saying it. This is, in fact, the sisterhood's curriculum. This is their curriculum. Let me see if I can find this clip. It's a clip of twip. It's a clip of clipper. Let me see if I can find this clip. I want y'all to listen to this. Oh, 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 I found it. Listen to this. This is what you get when you deal with women. This is what you get right here. I want y'all to listen. Clip. See if I can find this clip. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Your bitch ways to your dude? But it's not really like directly calling him one. You calling him a bitch and you know it.
Hear that?
Stuff that you do and say. I mean, your bitch ways to your dude? But it's not really like directly calling him one. You calling him a bitch and you know it.
You hear that?
Stuff that you do and say. I mean, your bitch ways to your dude? But it's not really like directly calling him one. You calling him a bitch and you know it.
Oh! God. This is what y'all dealing with these creatures today. You calling him a bitch and you know it. But y'all will listen to these individuals because that woman that called her that says, you know, you bring it, you got me, or you got ways. A woman that says to her man, you got ways. She said, you calling him a bitch and you know it. That is total control. Let me tell you rule number one when it comes to communicating with a woman. Never separate video. Never, and I mean never, get into a conversation with your woman. If you get into a conversation with your woman, it's because she want to talk to you about a problem she's having. But when it comes to y'all, don't get into a conversation with them. Women, I remember the first time, you know how you put your radio on seek and the radio station or digital things be going like this, and then it'll find a station that it'll stop. But it's still seeking. You didn't put it on scan. You put it on, no, scan is when it does that seek, whatever. But you put your radio on it and it'd be the digital thing and boom, 107.5 WLS. Then it just, yes. And then, so Jim, then I said, then it 98.7 Kiss FM. And I remember the first time I seen that in my dad's car. I'm in my dad's car and I'm just looking at the radio. And I'm like, wow. It was like 1983. He had a Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham coupe. And I'm sitting in my dad's car in 1983 and I'm looking at the radio as it's scanning. And I'm just like, oh, sweat. That's normal now. That's what a woman does when y'all communicate. She's scanning for an in. She's scanning for a chink in your armor. She's just hoping and praying that she can get you to say, when she say something up, you buck down to it. When a woman say something up to me, I go into when she say something up, I'll be like, oh yeah? Stance. Everything changes. Oh yeah? What else? And you, let me know when you finish. Okay. Like I said, I told you I wasn't going to do that. I don't do that. That's it. Because of that, women have high resentment towards me. Every woman that I've been in a relationship with. It's, you going to give me some control. That's what it was like. It was like, I got to control you. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let me tell you something about me and my man Calvin Spencer. Me and that dude are fucking twins. He 5'9", weigh probably 130 pounds. Dude, skinny, but the dude will listen. Let me tell you how fly this dude is. We was down in Fort Hood, Texas, and we got into some. I was sitting in this 5.0. I'm just sitting in the house. I'm just sitting in the car, and comes to the car. He taking off his ring. Yo, Smitty, man, these guys fucking with me. I said, oh, word? I gets out the car, and it's two guys. And identically, one was my size, and one was his size. And you know what this said to me? He said, Smitty, I got the big one. I said, what? That's Calvin Spencer. That's my dude. When me and that man talk, it's the reason why, outside of Jefferson, my man Jim Jefferson, my mentor, and Al, my man Eric, no other man that I know has 100% control over what they allow their woman to do. Every other friend, I'm going to be clear about something. This is not an April Fool's joke. I have absolutely no interest in talking to none of my friends no more. When we was younger, it was cool. But to sit back and watch these individuals literally bend over for their bitch, just take it up the ass. I'm listening to, yeah, she said, she would have gave some other dude this pussy. You let your woman say that to you? Not interested. I'm trying to tell y'all, what a woman wants is the ability to be able to control you. Say certain things to get you off your hinge, to knock you off your hinges. Say certain things to get you all upset. Say something to push buttons. That's the word, push buttons. They will do everything it takes to get in control. They like that radio station seeking. You ain't, nigga. You act like a bitch. Scanning. They will do that. And the one thing that stops at the radio station where the music to your ears get you to respond, they will go to that radio station all the time. I had one individual just come to my house, didn't say hi or nothing, just came to my house and asked me, so what type of drugs are you on? Give me a second. Yeah, I'm rocking. I need to simmer down before I responded to this individual. If I was on any drugs, why would I tell you? I mean, who are you? You're nobody. Why would I tell you? Who are you? What makes you think I'm gonna tell you about my life? Who are you? Please, somebody tell me where I was wrong. Or what would you have said? I'm serious. Go back to the moment of when a woman said something to you and you just answered it like a dummy. Let me see the comments. Where are they? I don't have none. I had a woman tell me one time, you have a relationship with and what you got to always understand, a woman always want to tune in on your issues. She want to ask you about your involvement with other women so she can gauge you and immediately say, this is where I attack them. Before I stopped saying, okay, let me say this. There was a time when I used to answer questions when women asked me about the relationship with my child's mom and I. And when I answered, I got smart questions like, so what's up with you and your child's mom? Or we don't speak. So what did you do or what didn't you do? I said, who are you? Right? So when women ask me now, so what's the relationship with you and your daughter's mom? I don't discuss my family issues. You know how many, I mean, well, dag. Yeah. I wasn't supposed to say that. When they ask me a question, I'm supposed to get the clucking, get the cacking. because they're looking for an in. Let me tell you something about, you see how you probably watched me enough to know that I don't have toilet tissue. I use paper towels a lot. And I'll break it up, piece off, because I got real bad sinuses. I have polyps in my nose. I got 3 operations on my sinuses already. And that's just it with me. I think because when I was in basic training, I went to well, it is from that because I looked it up. When I went to the when I was in basic training, when I was in the gas chamber, I was one of the idiots that took my mask off and tried to fight it out, tried to be hardcore. And as soon as that stuff hit my nose, I just went crazy. Now I look back and it says that's the reason why a lot of people are having sinus problems. All right. Nonetheless, a woman will look at me. This is how they'll get in. They'll look at me do this and be like, why are you always using paper towels? Can't you? Why don't you just use a napkin? Why you can't just use a box of napkins? They'll try to get in on the simplest thing you do. That's how they are. So no woman asked me that, of course. I'm just using that as an example. But I would say I use paper towels because I want to use paper towels. My look changes, everything, my demeanor. I'm waiting for the next thing because I listen. I mow you down. I'm psychological. I'm mowing you down. It ain't happening. Listen, let me be clear. The unfortunates that I see about with a lot of you guys. The unfortunate thing that I see with a lot of you guys, your curriculum, the curriculum that you guys deal with from the man's perspective, a lot of you guys just don't have it. If you was raised with a single mom, your dad wasn't around, a lot of you guys, I said it before, you guys are women tuned. You're tuned in to think that a woman could say and do these dumb things that they do, and you don't think nothing about it. You are woman tuned. I'm not woman tuned. I'm not. I was raised with 3 brothers, no sisters, 3 brothers. So I'm testosterone wired. I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to wait tomorrow leave. I'm going to beat you up. And I got beat up. That happened a lot. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I cater to a woman crying. I'm landing on thick. When a woman is crying, I'm going deeper. So with the nonsense, I'm going deeper. Crying don't work on me. It work on you though. Works on you. It don't work on me. Deflecting, and I ask you a question, you deflect. That don't work on me neither. That don't work. The perspective that you guys fall for, they say communication is key. You believe that dumb nonsense. So they'll say to you, I want to sit down and let's talk. You realize that no, they want to sit down and scorch you. So when a woman says sit down and talk, don't say nothing. Just listen. She'll bait you to something. Yeah, you came home late last night. And then you get the, okay, you ain't got nothing to say about that? I came home late last night, like you said. That's it. Y'all guys sit there. You came home late last night. I was with my man Jane. Yeah, right. You was with Jane. Yeah, I bet that. What bitch was you with? And then you guys sit down there and you bask in the glory. Listen, when they have those insecurities, man, you gonna deal with them on your own. They ain't got nothing to do with a relationship. They will literally beat you into submission with nonsense, and you guys will sit there like a super idiot. You guys will sit there and you will entertain a woman's insecurities. You will entertain a woman trying her best to get her control up to 100%. 99% is not good enough. If a woman goes back to the sisterhood, appreciate those thumbs up. If a woman goes back to the sisterhood and say, girl, I'm at 93%. Girl, that's not go, whoa. You got 93%? Yeah, you must not be putting it on him, girl. You got to tell him he answered the question. He don't get no pussy. You better listen. I ain't never had a woman say to me, "You ain't getting no pussy tonight." My answer to that, I'm not getting it from you. I need to stop because I'm gonna tell you something. If you think I'm wrong with anything I'm saying, if you say, nah, here I'm on that, but that's not, ask yourself, how come, how come, ask yourself this. Just ask yourself. Be a self-asker. How does a pimp get a prostitute to go out there and sell her on the street and be so loyal to him? How do a pimp get a chick to go out there and get ass beat? He just beat us. Somebody just beat us. How? How does a pimp get a woman to go out there and sell her on the street? You're not asking a woman to do that. And that woman that's selling her on the street is nicer to the pimp than your woman is to you. How? How? I like that. Barry says, never use two words when one word will do. God damn. Let me applaud your corny for that. I like that. Wow. Why didn't I think of that? Very good. Very well said. Never use two words when one will do. Period. I can shut the live stream down on that comment right there. Very well said. I told y'all, I was in North Carolina last week. I met a woman, no stomach, no love handles, no nothing. It's this wide, 58 years old. She says, I have a commercial grade gym in my house. All of my equipment are commercial grade. I was like, I can tell. I can tell. I was like, I can tell. What's up, luxury? I can tell. Me and her was talking, and she said something. She said, just like the Carice when she said, I did everything for my family. They just hate me. I said, girl, you bad as hell. Of course your family gonna hate you. And she said, it's got nothing to do with just black people. I said, well, I'm not concerned with what white people do. I said, but what I'm telling you is the damage of love that's in our community. You would think that the love that you're giving to your sister, it would be more concentrated, more appreciated because of the state of black people. And I am not under no circumstances ever going to sit here and tell you and tell anybody that I'm going to allow a woman to control me. It ain't happening. Before I used to say, uh, if you let a woman get away with something for 1 minute, you're going to have a year of nonsense to try to correct it to deal with. Boy, that has changed. I used to tell y'all, never talk to a woman for over 3 minutes, remember? That has went down to 45 seconds. Newsflash. Never talk to a woman for over 30 seconds. Don't do it. Don't do it. I am seriously convinced that the unfortunate state of relationships today. Let me just say this. I used to didn't want an old woman. I was saying I used to say to myself, it's best to have a young chick. You can mold them, this and all that. I, I just I just look at life different now. I used to say, with everything that I own, I want to leave it to somebody. I want to have somebody in my life. I want to have kids. It's not going to happen. It's just not my thing. Um, when you are my age and no woman has looked at you as a worthy adversary to her family in the black community, that says a lot. But the reason for that, let me say this. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Because there are no cracks in my armor. There's no woman out there that's going to say to me, or is going to say, "Well, I can push his buttons." You can't push my buttons. It's not possible. That is that is Mrs. Tom Cruise can start um, an impossible missions force, and the first case would be we gotta try first client Chris Smith, 56 years old, very strong-willed, strong-minded. Many women have talked to this man in their life, tried to push his buttons. Clarice, you suck a mean dick. Turn around. Oh yeah, he'll fall for that gas. Oh God, that thing is big. It is your mission if you choose to accept it. Try and press that man's buttons. 2 months later. I just can't do it. He ain't falling for nothing. Girl, I sucked both his balls. Girl, I had both his balls and his dick in my mouth at the same time. I had both his balls and his dick in my mouth at the same time. And he ain't, I can't, I said, Dad, you was 2 seconds late. Girl, he cursed me out damn near. What curses did he use? He didn't use a curse word, but dang, it sounded like it. Yeah. 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 That's how it goes. It's not happening. You will not press my button. It's not going to happen. If you look at the state of relationships today, all you're hearing, and you go on social media, is women saying things like, I just wasn't happy, which is an unmeasurable perspective. How could you measure a woman's happiness? What could you do to measure a woman's happiness? What could you do? Nothing. Shut up. There's nothing you could do. It's nothing you can do. They will move the goalpost every time. Where it at is? Find the charge. Oh. It's the return of the crazy one. You think I ain't? It's the return of the crazy. Make them laugh when I'm loving them. It's the return of the crazy. You think I ain't? It's the return of the crazy. All right. All right. That thing is charging. I forgot. I want to be doing this live stream and the thing goes dead. So now I'm gonna talk about the various ways that women gain control that you don't realize that that's what they're doing to gain control. They have it disguised under regular things, communication, et cetera, et cetera. The way a woman gains control is simply by taking everything you ways that you interact with her and try and bend it to the point where it's not good enough. So let's just say, I give you an example. Let's just say a woman says, I want something to eat. You say to that woman, what do you want? She say, it don't matter. Then you decide to go get belly buster hot dogs. The hot dogs where they put all the green peppers on it. It end up being this big. You pull up to the place. Why are we here? I don't want this. Control. Control is built up from the perspective of disagreements, constant disagreements, constant putting things in a way for you to decide, then try to tell you that although you decided this, I told you, this just not it. This is not good enough. You just can't do nothing right. It's control. It's a form of control. Because your energy, you're going to talk the same way every time you talk. She'll then tell you, the way you talk, I don't like the way you talk. And now you're sitting there saying, what's wrong with the way I talk? You're now bending. You're now getting out of who you are. I have seen so many dudes in my life. I've seen it. So many dudes in my life literally lose themselves in a relationship. You have no idea who they are. You don't. No, you have no idea who they are. They can't call you. Before y'all used to communicate. Now you text them, they don't even text you back no more because they woman gonna think that when you texting them or when they text you back that you're talking to a girl, so they can't even communicate with you back. They can't do that. That's how it is with these women. Control. You ask a woman something, she deflects. She will insist on being. She will insist on being in control of the conversation. Don't answer questions. Deflection. The biggest form of trying to control you is in the form of communication, having attitudes. Don't think that she need to justify anything she says. Never says, have you saying, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna just let this go in one ear and out the other. You know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. You control. That's all how control is built. Have you suppressing things that you want to ask her? Have you just agreeing with things that she say just to avoid an argument? Control. Like I said, they don't want it at 99%. They want it at 100%. It's more effective that way. Any percentage of you resisting their control in that 1%, that's where the cancer to them lives. Because you may invoke that 1% on something that they really need to run back to the sisterhood and say, I got him on that. I dated a woman one time because they all want control. And the one thing I tell a woman is, we don't do trips. Not doing a trip with you. I'm going on trips with my wife. So not going on a trip. That perspective and narrative is designed for me to not create memorable moments with somebody that I'm no longer with. I'm not going to Italy with a chick that I don't even know. Then it's not my wife. I'm not going to Italy with a trip. I'm not going on a trip to Italy with anybody with you gotta think about this. When you plan big trips, let's just say I need a roof on my house. I've said this before. Let's say I need a roof on my house. But I'm trying to please my girl in the relationship. So we going on an $8,000 trip when I really need to be putting a roof on my house. Well, if y'all was married, she would understand. We need a roof on this house. So the relationship, the vacation, that takes a back seat. They don't want to understand that. So A lot of guys, they prioritize what that woman want and how that woman things that will make that woman feel good before things that they actually need. I'm not doing it. So I was dating a woman and she said, well, she talked about going on a trip. And one thing that you understand about women is headstrong, they apply it to everything. Women that's headstrong, women that really don't, especially if they really don't want a man, they come around you and test you with things to see if it'll work. Nothing. They will take minimum effort. They'll take you to the movies to go watch a commercial and think, well, I took you to the movies. You ain't say what you wanted to see. They put minimum effort. They throw nothing in it. But they'll throw nothing at you to test all the theories to gain control. So this woman said something about going on a trip. I instantly picked up on it. I said, well, blah, blah, blah. If that's what you want to do with your friends, you go right ahead. Ever since then, she has never loved me beyond that answer to that question. She didn't love me beyond the answer to that question. Everything, she had clocked out of the relationship after that question. And here's the deal. I want all you women to listen to something. Make sure you women understand something. I want you women to listen to what I'm about to say, because it's something that y'all don't understand. I want women to listen. Let me you listen to something. I obviously, uh, you know, you don't get it. So I want to help you women understand something. When you're dealing with a strong-minded man and he's a one-woman man, you know it. You know that y'all ran into the type. You know what I'm talking about. All right. You ran into this dude and you think you're gonna game him. Let me tell you something about guys that don't screw multiple women. Do you know that guys that don't screw multiple women are more in tune to the one woman that they do have? It's the reason why, like I said, I'm 56 years old and I never had a woman play me so much for as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's why my wife thought I was so much of a nice guy. He was a pushover. She ended up finding out we was divorced, as I stated, 3 months after we got the divorce, and she signed the divorce papers. Atia LaShawn Bradley got a $259 a month child support payment, and I was making over $100,000 a year. Why? Because us nice guys, we're so in tune and we're so wired to all of your ideas, to include ideas to bring us to our demise. We're already on it. We're steps ahead of it. We notice the changes in you. We notice the way you say bye. You don't say bye the way you used to say bye. We don't get that same energy when you see us. It's the, oh yeah, we can tell we're so in one. That guy that's banging multiple chicks, he'll see you doing that. He don't care because he getting energy from other chicks. But the guys that single woman man, nice guys, as you would say, we know. We know. So understand that when you guys are dealing with a woman. Understand when it comes to women, no, you are under absolutely your sanity and your free will to think as you will be under attack when you're in a relationship with that woman. That woman wants you to have absolutely no say so. None. And I mean, that woman wants you to have absolutely no say so when it comes to you deciding on what you want to do. She don't want you to have no say so in that. She wants to be the one to decide. And she gets this by trying to obtain total control. So if you are listening and have listened to this live stream here today, and you gave a woman control over any percentage, you better work on getting it back. If you allow your woman to say something and you say, I'm gonna just let that go in one ear and out the other. Her ability to be able to say the things is the problem, let alone actually say it. This is where we're at when it comes to relationships in 2025. They execute this better when they are in total control. And the sooner you understand that, the better off you'll be. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later, y'all.